All right.
Book 19. Telemachus removes the arms out of the hall. Odysseus distributeth with Penelope. Disturbseth?
Disperseth.
Disperseth. Odysseus disperseth with Penelope, and is known by his nurse, but concealed. And the hunting of the boar upon that occasion related. Now the goodly Odysseus was left behind in the hall, devising with Athene's aid the slaying of the wooers, and straightway he spake. All right.
That means
Bean.
One bean.
bean.
A bean.
All right, should be a spicy bean or
Spicy.
Don't have them
Go spicy.
randomized.
I have the other ones randomized.
Okay.
Go spicy. Go spicy.
Okay, spicy. Okay, spicy one. All right, we're gonna go for sriracha. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
It's the sriracha. It's the sriracha. Tell us, how does it taste?
It's not too bad. It's good. The sriracha, like it just tastes like the sauce has been. Okay, it's a little bit spicy.
Yeah.
It's been cooked down to where it's just like candy. It just tastes like if someone mixed the sauce with a little bit more honey or water.
Oh, the sugar's
got it down to
cutting
like a-
it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's disappointing. Alright, we'll have to have you
We've
take
got
a
3
sip of water
habaneros.
with these.
Oh, no. I know how
Yeah.
capsaicin works with this.
Exactly. You gotta get those good strong reactions. Really get you punished. Spake winged words to Telemachus. Let's see, this is Odysseus speaking? Yes, he spake. Telemachus, we must needs lay by the weapons of war within everyone, and when the wooers miss them, and ask thee concerning them, thou shalt beguile them with soft words, saying, out of the smoke I laid them by, since they were no longer like those that Odysseus left behind him of old, when he went to Troy, but they are wholly marred, so mightily hath passed upon the vapour of fire. Moreover, some god hath put into my heart this other and greater care, that perchance when ye are heated with wine, ye set a quarrel between you, and wounds one the other, and thereby shame the feast and the wooing, for iron itself draws a man thereto. Thus he spake.
And another bean.
There
We'll
it
go
be.
for jalapeno this time.
Feel
Ready?
free to eat the bean and interject whilst reading. It's okay.
Yeah,
Telemachus hearkened to his dear father, and called forth to him the nurse Euryclea, and spake.
Uh-oh.
Her, saying, Nurse, come now, I pray thee, shut up the women in their chambers till I shall have laid by the armory the godly weapons of my father, which all uncared for the smoke dims in the hall, since my father went hence, and I was still but a child. Now I wish to lay them all by where the vapour of the fire will not reach them.
Where?
And the
What did you
goodness-
mix the other bean with? Now that we've done 2 spakes in a row.
So the 2 spakes, it was double jalapeno.
Okay.
If you guys want to, yeah, you guys are welcome to chime in and say if you want it to be the weird and wild bean, because I have 12 of those set aside as well.
I think I'm gonna leave it to you.
Okay.
Your choice.
Now I'll do a weird
Yeah.
and wild one next.
It's your stream. Then the good
Celine,
nurse
continue.
Euryclea answered him, saying, Ah, my child, if ever thou wouldst
Almost
be,
false
take
fake.
careful. If ever thou wouldst but take careful thought in such wise as to mind the house and guard all this wealth. But come, who shall fetch the light and bear it if thou hast thy way, since thou wouldst not that the maidens, who might have given light, should go before thee? Then wise Telemachus made answer to her, This stranger here, for I will keep no man in idleness who eats of my bread, even if he have come from far. Thus he spake.
Spake.
All right, you got blueberry and toothpaste to this one.
Okay.
Toothpaste.
You think it's toothpaste? Satya, what do you think?
Toothpaste.
I'm not certain which of those is supposed to be the, like, bad one.
It's toothpaste. And I'll tell you why it's the bad one. It's the travel toothpaste flavor.
Yeah, so it's like really strong mint, right?
It's like the I don't know how to like the mint I use. It's like the Crest 3D White is like my go-to toothpaste, but the travel toothpaste is like fluffy. Sounds like the wrong word to describe a toothpaste. I don't.
Well, to describe a flavor, but okay. And wingless her speech remained, and she closed the doors of the fair lying chambers. Then they twain sprang up, Odysseus and his renowned son, and set to carry within the helmets and the bossy shields, and the sharp-pointed spears, and before them Pallas Athene bare a golden cresset, and cast a most lovely light. Thereon Telemachus spake to his father suddenly.
We're going through these beans quick.
Another one. Another one. I mean, there's 20 of them that are pulled right now, and we have 40 more to still spin for.
I'm just impressed that we've hit how many spakes in the first 5 minutes. Like, we've got
Blu-ray.
less than
Okay,
2
good.
pages, and we're already at 6 spakes.
We
Father,
might have to go 2
surely,
chapters just for the speak.
Father, surely a great marvel is this that I behold with mine eyes. He seems at least that the walls of the hall and fair main beams of the roof and the crossbeams of pine and the pillars that run aloft are bright as if it were flaming with fire. Verily, some god is within of those that hold the wide heaven. And Odysseus of many counsels answered him and said, Hold thy peace and keep thy thoughts in check and ask not hereof. Lo, this is the wont of the gods that hold Olympus. But do thou go and lay thee down, and I will abide here, that I may yet further provoke the maids and thy mother to answer, and she in her sorrow will ask me concerning each thing, one by one. So he spake. Spake.
The bean. Alright, this one is
Telemachus.
either black licorice or burnt rubber.
Oh
Nice.
god.
And Telemachus passed out through the hall to his chamber to lie down by the
Burnt
light
rubber.
of the flaming
I'm sorry,
torches.
burnt rubber.
Wheelie.
Okay.
As
Yes,
long as you're not,
wheelie.
yeah, as long as you're not tired of it, it's fine.
I was gonna say.
Oh man.
Almost had to hit the road for that one.
Oh dear. Even to the chamber where of old he took his rest, when sweet sleep came over him. There now too he lay down and awaited the bright dawn. The goodly Odysseus was left behind in the hall, devising with Athene's aid the slaying of the wooers, full metal alchemist.
Alright. And just to make sure that we're keeping on track here for the beans, I'm gonna go ahead and pop one in as I say this. Full Metal Alchemist. Wait, Full Metal Habanero. Now forth from her chamber came the wise Penelope, like Artemis or golden Aphrodite, and they set a chair for her hard. What? Set a chair for her hard, by before the fire. Oh, sure, it would get spicy right as I say fire. Of course. Where she was wont to sit. A chair well wrought and inlaid with ivory and silver, on a time the craftsman Icmalius had fashioned, and joined thereto a footstool that was part of the chair, whereon a great fleece was used to be laid. Here then, the wise Penelope sat her down, and next came white-armed handmaids from the woman's chamber, and began to.
Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm trying to.
Are you sure?
Yes. It's good. It's just spicy as all. It began to take away the many fragments of food and the tables and the cups whence the proud lords had been drinking, and they raked out the fire from the braziers onto the floor, and piled many fresh logs upon them to give light and warmth. Then Melantho began to revile Odysseus yet a second time, saying, Stranger, will thou still be a plague to us here, circling round the house in the night, and spying the women? Nay, get thee forth, thou wretched thing, and be thankful for thy supper, or straightway shalt thou be smitten with a torch, and so fare out of the doors. Oh man. Then Odysseus of many counsels looked fiercely on her and said, wait, oops. I did not realize that Melantho was, I'm gonna try again. I made Melantho sound very, soldier-like. Then Melantho began to revile Odysseus a second time, saying, stranger, wilt thou be a plague to us here, circling around the house in the night and spying the women? Nay, get thee forth, thou wretched thing, and be thankful for thy supper, or straightway shalt thou even be smitten with a torch, and so fare out of the doors. Then Odysseus many counsels looked fiercely on her and said, good woman, what possesses thee to assail me thus out of angry heart? Is it because I go filthy and am clothed about in sorry raiment, and beg through the land, for necessity is laid on me? This is the manner of beggars and of wandering men. For I too once had a house of mine own among men, a rich man with a wealthy house, and a many a time would I give to a wanderer. What manner of man soever he might be, and in whatsoever need he came. And I had countless thralls, and all else in plenty, whereby folk live well and have a name for riches. But Zeus, son of Cronos, made me desolate of all, for surely it was his will. Wherefore, woman, see lest some day thou too lose all thy fine show, wherein thou now excellest among the handmaids, as well may chance if thy mistress be provoked to anger with thee, or if Odysseus come home, for there is yet a place for hope. Oh, goodness. And even if he hath perished, as ye deem, and is never more to return, yet by Apollo's grace he hath a son like him, Telemachus, and none of the women works wantonness in his halls without his knowledge, for he is no longer of an age not to mark it. Thus he spake.
Fake.
Alright, this one is going to be old bandage or pomegranate.
Nice.
Pomegranate. And wise Penelope
Delicious.
heard him and rebuked the handmaid. Delicious. Rebuked the handmaid and spake. Dang it. Spake.
Hey, it's
This
delicious.
also-
Immediately gets another.
This one is the same thing. Either old bandage or pomegranate. Old bandage.
Womp womp.
A womp womp indeed. Thou reckless thing and unabashed. Be sure thy great sin is not hidden from me, for my blood shall be on thy own head for the same. For thou knewest right well, and that thou hadst heard it from my lips, how that I was minded to ask stranger in my halls for tidings of my lord, for I am grievously afflicted. Therewith she spake.
Fake.
Ah. Right. Another black
Triple.
licorice or burnt rubber.
Okay.
Black licorice. Oh, good. Likewise to the house stand. Euronome, saying, or it would be Euronome?
Eurynomy.
Eurynomy. Do you know Eurynomy? Eurynomy, saying, Eurynomy, bring hither a settle with a fleece thereon, that a stranger may sit and speak with me and hear my words, for I would ask him all his story. So she spake.
Fake.
He changed spake to bean. Right, this is top banana or wet dog. Oh, wet dog.
Ooh.
And then the nurse made haste and brought a polished settle and a cast of fleece thereon, and the steadfast goodly Odysseus sat him down there, and the wise Penelope spake. Oh, goodness, get taste out of my mouth.
Fake.
Fake.
Can barely get one down before the other comes up.
Okay, this is either Tutti Frutti or wet or dirty socks.
Oh.
Tutti Saki.
Tutti Saki. I can't even tell right now. Wet dog is still there. Saying, stranger, I will make bold first to ask thee this. Who art thou of the sons of men, and whence? Where is thy city, and where are thy that begat thee? And Odysseus of many counsels answered her and said, Lady, no one of mortal men in the wide world could find fault with thee. For lo, thy fame goes up to the wide heaven, as doth the fame of a blameless king, one that fears the gods and reigns among many men and mighty, maintaining right. The black earth bears wheat and barley, and the trees are laden with fruit, and the sheep bring forth and fail not. And the sea gives store of fish, and all out of his good guidance, and the people prosper under him. Wherefore do thou ask me now, in thy house, all else that thou wilt, but inquire not concerning my race and mine own country, lest as I think thereupon, thou fill my heart the more with pains. For I am a man of many sorrows. Oh, I understand now. It made the connection for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, just with that line.
I am a
man of constant
sorrow.
sorrow.
Yep.
I've seen trouble all my days. Moreover, it beseems me. It beseems me not to sit weeping and wailing in another's house, for it is little good to mourn always without ceasing, lest perchance one of the maidens, or even thyself, be angry with me and say that I swim in tears, as one that is heavy with wine. Full Metal Alchemist.
All right.
I have no idea how far I really read. I just knew it was a good stuff.
It's fine. I think you're allowed to switch whatever you please. Full Metal Alchemist. Then wise Penelope answered him, saying, Stranger, surely my excellence both of face and form, the gods have destroyed in the day when the Argives embarked for Ilios, and with them went my lord Odysseus. If but he might come and watch over this my life, greater and fairer thus would be my fame. But now I am in sorrow. Such a host of ills some god has sent against me. For all the noblest that are princes in the isles, in Dulichium and Same, and wooded Zacynthus, and they that dwell around even in the clear seen Ithaca, these are wooing me against my will, and devouring the house. Wherefore I take no heed of strangers nor suppliants, nor at all of heralds, the craftsmen of the people. But I waste my heart away in longing for Odysseus. So they speed on my marriage, and I weave a web of wiles. First, some god put it into my heart to set up a great web in the halls, and threat to weave a robe fine of woof and very wide. And anon I spake.
Speak.
What's on the menu?
What's on the
Toasted
menu?
marshmallow. Toasted marshmallow or stink bug?
Oh boy. Spake among them, saying, Ye princely youths, my wooers, now that goodly Odysseus is dead, do ye abide patiently, how eager soever to speed on this marriage of mine, till I finish this robe. I would not that the threads perish to no avail, even the shroud for the hero Laertes, against the day when the ruinous doom shall bring him low, of death that lays men at their length. So shall none of it, the Achaean women in the land, count it blame in me, as well might be, were he to lie without a winding sheet, a man that had gotten great possessions. So spake I. Spake.
Oh man.
What's on the menu?
Peach or barf? Oh no, banana smoothie or dead fish?
Okay.
I think it's banana smoothie or dead fish.
What do we got?
Banana smoothie.
Woo! And their hearts
Nice.
consented
Something
there
for you,
too.
yes.
And then in the daytime I would weave the mighty web, and in the night unravel the same. For when I had let the place the torches by me. Thus for the space of 3 years I hid the thing by craft, and beguiled the minds of the Achaeans. But when the 4th year arrived, and the seasons came round as the months waned, and many days were accomplished, then it was that, by help of the handmaids, shameless things and reckless, the wooers came and trapped me, and chid me loudly. Thus did I finish the web by no will of my own, for so I must. And now I can neither escape the marriage nor devise any further counsel, and my parents are instant with me to marry. And my son chafes that these men devour his livelihood, as he takes note of all. For by his time he has come to man's estate, and is full able to care for a household, for one to which Zeus vouchsafes honor. But even so, tell me of thine own stock, whence thou art, and thou art not sprung of oak or rock, whereof old tales tell. And Odysseus of many counsels answered her, and said, O wife revered of Odysseus, son of Laertes, wilt thou never have done asking me about mine own race? Nay, but I will tell thee, yet surely thou wilt give me over to sorrows yet more than those wherein I am holden. For so it ever is when a man has been afar from his own country, so long as now I am, wandering in sore pain of many cities and immortals. Yet even so I will tell thee what thou askest, I don't know how that became a W, and inquirest. There is a land called Crete in the middle of the wine-dark sea, fair land and a rich begirt with water, and therein are many men innumerable, and 90 cities, and all have not the same speech, but there is confusion of tongues. There dwell Achaeans, and there 2 Cretans.
Yeah.
Cretans.
On Crete.
Yeah, Cretans of Crete, high of heart, and Sidonians there, and Dorians of waving plumes, and goodly Palatians. Yes. And among these cities is the mighty Sinosis, wherein Minos. Yeah, I would say Sinosis. Or Kenosis.
Oh, because it's like a K. It's Gnosis. Like K, like so I think the other spelling would be
like
K-N-O-S-S-O-S, right?
Alright. I'll go with it.
That would be my guess, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Sinosis sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wherein Minos, when he was 9 years old, began to rule. He who held converse with the great Zeus was the father of my father, even of... Gosh, I'm getting crazy terms right now. Deucalion. High of heart. Now Deucalion begat me, and Idomeneus the prince. Howbeit he had gone in his beaked ships up into Ilios, with the sons of Atreus. But my famed name is Aethon. Is that right?
It looks like it.
Aethon, being the younger of the twain, and he was the firstborn and better man. There I saw Odysseus, and gave him guest gifts, for the might of the wind bare him to Crete, as he was making for Troy land. Weird ways of phrasing some of these things, this chapter. And had driven him wandering past Malea. So he stayed his ships in Amnisus, whereby is the cave of Elysia, in havens hard to win, and scarce he escaped the tempest. Anon he came up to the city, and asked for Idomeneus, saying that he was his friend, and held him by love and honor. But it was now the 10th or the 11th dawn since Idomeneus had gone in his beaked ships up to Ilios. Then I led him into the house, and gave him good entertainment, with all loving kindness out of the plenty in my house, and for him and for the rest of his company, that I went with him. I gathered and gave barley meal and dark wine out of the public store, and oxen to sacrifice to his heart's desire. There the goodly Achaeans abode 12 days, for the strong north wind penned them there, and suffered them not to stay upon the coast. And for some... My throat's dry today, so it's messing with me too.
Oh no.
No.
For some angry god had
Andre.
roused it.
Andre.
On the 13th day, the wind fell, and then they lifted anchor. Alright, Full Metal Alchemist. I'll take a drink of water.
Take
Oh.
a swig.
Full Metal Alchemist. So he told many a false tale in the likeness of truth, and her tears flowed as she listened, and her flesh melted. And even as the snow melts in the high places of the hills, the snow that the southeast wind has thawed when the west was scattered it abroad, as it wastes the river streams and run full, even so her fair cheeks melted beneath her tears as she wept her own lord, who was even then sitting by her. Now Odysseus had compassion of heart upon his wife in her lamenting, but his eyes kept steadfast between his eyelids as it were horn or iron, and craftily he hid his tears. But she, when she had taken her fill of tearful lamentation, asked him in turn and spake, saying, Friend, as thou art, even now I think to make trial of thee, and learn whether in very truth thou didst entertain my lord there in thy halls with his godlike company, as thou sayest. Tell me, what manner of raiment was he clothed in about his body, and what manner of man he was himself? And tell me of his fellows that went with him. Then Odysseus of many counsels answered her, saying,
Lady, it is hard for one so parted from him to tell thee all this, for it is now the 20th year since he went thither and left my country. Yet even so I will tell thee as I see him in spirit. Goodly Odysseus wore a thick purple mantle twofold, which had a brooch fashioned in gold, and 2 sheaths of for the pins, and on the face of it was a curious device. A hound in his forepaws held a dappled fawn and gazed on it as it writhed, and all men marvelled at the workmanship, how, wrought as they were in gold, the hound was gazing on the fawn and strangling it, and the fawn was writhing with his feet and striving to flee. Moreover, I marked the shining doublet about his body, like the gleam over the skin of a dried onion, so smooth it was, and glistening in the sun. Truly many women looked thereon and wondered. Yet another thing will I tell thee, and do thou ponder it in thy heart. I know not if Odysseus was thus clothed upon at home, or if one of his fellows gave him the raiment as he went on board the swift ship, or even it may be some stranger, seeing that to many men was Odysseus dear, for a few of the Achaeans were his peers. I too gave him a sword of bronze and a fair purple mantle with double fold, and a tasselled doublet, and I sent him away with all honour on his deck and ship. Moreover, a henchman bare him company, somewhat older than he, and I will tell thee of him too what manner of man he was. He was round-shouldered, black-skinned, and curly-headed, his name Eurybates, and Odysseus honoured him above all his company, because in all things he was like-minded with himself. So he spake.
What was the last bean?
I think it tasted like it was, stink bug for some reason.
Ew.
This
And
is
now?
either cappuccino or liver and onion.
Alright.
What you hoping for?
I mean, at least liver and onion is an actual food.
Dish.
Yeah.
It's a liver and onion.
Okay.
A strong onion flavor.
And in her heart he stirred yet more of the desire of weeping, as she knew the certain tokens that Odysseus showed her. So when she had taken her fill of tearful lament, then she answered him, and spake.
Combo.
Alright.
Saying,
Nero.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, good timing. Full Metal Habanero. I'm gonna show him this one real quick. All right.
Go for it.
Get full spice for these birds. Ooh. Now very.
Jeez.
Those habaneros really rough you up. Dang.
We'll just wait till we get to Carolina Reaper. Here we go.
Oh.
Now verily, stranger, thou that even before wert held in pity, shalt be dear and honorable in my halls, for it was I who gave him these garments, as judging from thy words, and folded them myself, and brought them from the chamber, and added besides the shining brooch to be his jewel. But him I shall never welcome back, return home to his own dear country. Wherefore, with an evil fate, it was that Odysseus went hence in the hollow ship to see that evil Ilios, never to be named. And Odysseus of many counsels answered her, saying, Wife revered of Odysseus, son of Laertes, destroy not now thy fair flesh any more, nor waste thy heart with weeping for thy lord. Not that I counted any blame in thee, for many a woman weeps that has lost her wedded lord, to whom she has borne children in her love, albeit a far other man than Odysseus, for who they say is like the gods. Nay, cease from thy lamenting, and lay up my word in thy heart, for I will tell thee without fail. Well, I did not, but how lately I heard tell of the return of Odysseus, that he is nigh at hand, and yet alive in the fat land of the men of Thesprotia, and is bringing with him many choice treasures, as he begs through the land. But he has lost his dear companions and his hollow ship on the wine-dark sea, on his way from the isle of Thrinacia. For Zeus and Helios had a grudge against him, because his company had slain the kine of Helios. They, for their part, all perished in the wash of the sea. The wave cast him on the keel of the ship out upon the coast, on the land of the Phaeacians that are near kin to the gods. And they did him all honor heartily as unto a god, and gave him many gifts, and themselves would fain have sent him scatheless home. Yea, and Odysseus would have been here long since, but he thought it more profitable to gather wealth as he journeyed over wide lands. So truly is Odysseus skilled in gainful arts. Okay, man, brag about yourself. In gainful arts above all men upon earth, nor any mortal men contend with him. So Phaedon, king of the Thesprotians, told me. Moreover, he sware in mine own presence, as he poured the drink offering in his house, that the ship was drawn down to the sea, and his company were ready, who were to convey him to his own dear country. But me he first sent off, for it chanced the ship of the Thesprotians was on her way to Dulichium. Dulichium? Would it be aside? Dulichium. Dulichium, a land rich in grain, and he showed me all the wealth that Odysseus had gathered. Yea, it would suffice for his children after him, even to the 10th generation. So great were the treasures he stored in the chambers of the king. As for him, he had gone, he said, to Dodona, to hear the counsel of Zeus, from the high leafy oak tree of the god, how he should return to his own dear country, having now been long afar, whether openly or by stealth. In this wise, as I tell thee, he is safe, and will come shortly, and very near he is, and will not much longer be far from his friends and his own country. Yet withal I will give thee my oath on it. Zeus be my first witness of gods the highest and best, in the hearth of noble Odysseus. Whereunto I come, that all these things shall surely be accomplished, even as I tell thee. In this same year Odysseus shall come hither, as the old moon wanes and the new is born. Full Metal Alchemist.
Alright. Full Metal Alchemist. Then wise Penelope answered him, saying, Ah, stranger, would that this word be accomplished. Soon shouldst thou be aware of kindness, and many a gift at my hands, so that whoso met with thee would call thee blessed. But on this wise my heart has a boding, and so it shall be. Neither shall Odysseus come home any more, nor shalt thou gain an escort hence, since there are not now such masters in the house as Odysseus was among men. And if ever such an one was there, to welcome guests revered and speed them on their way. But do ye, my handmaids, wash this man's feet, and strew a couch for him, bedding and mantles and shining blankets, that well and warmly he may come to the time of the golden-throned dawn. And very early in the morning bathe him and anoint him, that within the house beside Telemachus he may eat meat, sitting quietly in the hall. And it shall be the worse for any hurtful man of the wooers that vexes the stranger. Yea, he shall not henceforth profit himself here, for all his sore anger. For how shalt thou learn concerning me, stranger, whether indeed I excel all women in wit and thrifty device, if all unkempt and evil-clad thou sittest at the supper in my halls? Man's life is brief enough, and if any be a hard man and hard at heart, all men cry evil on him for the time to come, while yet he lives, and all men mock him when he is dead. But if any be a blameless man and blameless of heart, his guests spread abroad his fame over the whole earth, and many people call him noble. Then Odysseus of many counsels answered her and said, "Oh, you're dodging some bullets here with the lack of space."
And now
I
there's so
will
many
say
opportunities
that.
for today's speak.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
We had an early. I feel
Early
like I'm the
combo.
weather. I feel like I'm the weatherman pointing at the chart. We had an early cluster of spakes at the beginning of this book, and now it's kind of cooling off. Then Odysseus of many counsels. Yeah. Many counsels answered her and said, "O wife revered of Odysseus, son of Laertes, mantles verily and shining blankets are hateful to me, since first I left behind me the snowy hills of Crete, voyaging in the long-oared galley. Nay, I will lie as in the time past I was used to rest through the sleepless nights. For full many a night I have lain on unsightly bed, and awaited the bright throne dawn. For baths for the feet are no longer my delight, nor shall any women of those who are serving maidens in thy house touch my foot, unless there chance be some old wife true of heart, one that has borne as much trouble as myself. I would not grudge such an one to touch my feet." Then wise Penelope answered him, saying, "Dear stranger, for never yet has there come to my house of strangers from afar a dearer man or so discreet as thou, uttering so heedfully the words of wisdom. I have an ancient woman of an understanding heart, that diligently nursed and tended the hapless man my lord. Took him in her arms in the hour when his mother bare him. She will wash thy feet, albeit her strength is frail. Up now, wise Euryclea, and wash this man, whose years are the same as thy master's. Yea, and perchance such even now are the feet of Odysseus, and such to his hands, for quickly men age in misery." So she spake, dun dun dun!
Speak.
Speak.
What's on the menu?
We got another habanero.
Okay. And the old woman covered her face with her hand and shed hot tears and spake, "Cuckacombo!"
Speak.
What do we
Another
got?
speak. Oh, this one's Carolina Reaper. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Into the speak. As I'm chewing this habanero. Oh man.
I'll continue while we hear your discomfort in the background.
Yep. That
A
sounds
word
right.
of a lamentation, saying, "Ah, woe is me, child, for thy sake." Ooh, that was a close one. All helpless that I am.
Speak.
Surely Zeus hated thee above all men. Though thou hadst a God-fearing spirit, for never yet did any mortal burn so many fat pieces of the thigh, and so many choice hecatombs to Zeus, whose joy is in thunder, as thou didst give to him, praying that thou mightest grow to a smooth old age and rear thy renowned son. But now from in a strange land afar, whensoever he came to the famous palace of any lord, even as here these shameless ones all mock at thee. To shun their insults and many taunts, it is that thou sufferest them not to wash thy feet. But the daughter of Icarius, wise Penelope, had bidden me, that am right willing to this task, wherefore I will wash to thy feet, both for Penelope's sake and thine own. For that my heart within me is moved and troubled. But come, mark the word that I shall speak. Ooh. Many strangers of travel worn have ere now come hither, but I say that I have never seen any so like another, as thou art like Odysseus in fashion and voice and in feet. Then Odysseus of many counsels answered her, saying, Old wife, even so all men declare that have beheld us twain, that we favor each other exceedingly, even thou dost mark and say. Whoa! What's going on in the chat?
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, I had to start playing out the next one.
Oh!
40 more. I'm sorry.
I was like, that was a lot of spam going on. And I saw the names of the beans. I'll Full Metal Alchemist here. Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. Thereupon the crone took the shining cauldron, wherefrom she set out to wash his feet, and poured in much cold water, and next mingled therewith the warm. Now Odysseus sat aloof from the hearth, and of a sudden he turned his face to the darkness, for anon he had a misgiving of heart lest when she handled him she might know the scar again, and all should be revealed. Now she drew near her lord to wash him, and straightway she knew the scar of the wound, that the boar had dealt him with his white tusk long ago, when Odysseus went to Parnassus to see Autocleus, and the sons of Autocleus, his mother's noble father, who outdid all men in thievery and skill in swearing. This skill was the gift of the god himself, even Hermes, for that he burned to him the well-pleasing sacrifice of the thighs of lambs and kids, wherefore Hermes abetted him gladly. Now Autocleus once...
I believe it is Autolycus.
Autolycus. Alright, sorry about that.
No worries.
Now Autolycus once had gone to the rich land of Ithaca, and found his daughter's son a child newborn. And when he was making an end of supper, behold, Eurycleus set the babe on his knees, and he spake.
Spake. Dun dun dun.
The whimper.
Oh, man.
You okay, Baljeet?
I'm gonna be. What the good news is, there's not many Carolina Reapers to choose from in this bin. Bad news is there's still Carolina Reapers in this bin.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so
Still don't fear the Reaper. But Baljeet might do it.
something. Just screaming.
But
Just
Baljeet
screaming.
might
He's
still
not
do
screaming.
it.
It's first. Okay. Got 6 bean boozled.
And
2
hailed
habanero.
him. Autolycus, find now a name thyself to give thy child's son, for lo, he is a child of many prayers. Then Autolycus made answer and spake. Spake.
Spake.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
I just did 1 habanero. Here's the next habanero. Oh, man. And I hadn't fully recovered from the other one either. And that was the Carolina Reaper.
Ay, ay,
Oh, maybe we should just like take a short break and let poor Baljeet.
ay. He's being assaulted by the beans.
I'm being assaulted.
Are you still having
Being
fun?
assaulted.
It's okay.
At least.
If I can still make puns, then we're good.
I haven't heard a pun lately.
Alright.
Oh, wait, yeah, I did.
Oh, I said being assaulted.
Yes, I did. I did hear a pun. I was mistaken.
Oh dear. Alright, you doing okay here still, Baljeet, or?
Oh yeah, I'm still kicking. Yep.
Alright. My daughter? My daughter and my daughter's lord, give ye him whatever name I tell you. For as much as I am come hither in wrath against many a one, both man and woman over the fruitful earth, wherefore let the child's name be a man of wrath, Odysseus. But when the child reaches his full growth and comes to the great house of his mother's kin at Parnassus, whereby are my possessions, I will give him a gift out of these and send him on his way rejoicing. Therefore it was that Odysseus went to receive the splendid gifts, and Autolycus and the sons of Autolycus grasped his hands and greeted him with gentle words. And Amphithea. Amphithea, his mother's mother, clasped him in her arms and kissed his face and both his fair eyes. Then Autolycus called to his renowned sons to get ready the meal, and they hearkened to the call. So presently they led in a 5-year-old bull, which they flayed and busily prepared, and cut up all the limbs, and deftly chopped them small, and pierced them with the spits, and roasted them cunningly, dividing the messes. So for that livelong day they feasted till going down of the sun, and their soul lacked not aught of the equal banquet. But when the sun sank and darkness came on, they laid them to rest and took boon of sleep. Now so soon as early dawn shone forth and rosy-fingered, they all went forth to chase the hounds and the sons of Autolycus, and with them went goodly Odysseus. So they fared up the steep hill of the wood-clad Parnassus, and quickly they came to the windy hollows. Now the sun was but just striking on the fields, and was come forth from the soft-flowing stream of deep Oceanus. Then the beaters reached a glade of the woodland, and before them went the hounds tracking a scent, but behind them came the sons of Autolycus, and among them goodly Odysseus followed close on the hounds, swaying a long spear. Thereby in a thick lair was a great boar lying, and through the coppice of the forest of the wet winds blew never, neither did the bright sun light on it with his rays, nor could the rain pierce through, so thick it was, and of fallen leaves there was a great plenty therein. Then the tramp of the men's feet and of the dogs came upon the boar, as they pressed on in the chase, and forth from his lair he sprang toward them with the crest well bristled and fire shining in his eyes, and stood at bay before them all. Then Odysseus was the first to rush in, holding his spear aloft in his strong hand, most eager to stab him, but the boar was too quick, and drave a gash above the knee, ripping deep into the flesh with his tusk as he charged sideways. But he reached not to the bone of the man. Then Odysseus aimed well and smote him on his right shoulder, so that the point of the bright spear went clean through, and the boar fell in the dust with a cry, and his life passed from him. Then the dear son of Autolycus began to busy themselves with the carcass, and as for the wound of the noble godlike Odysseus, they bound it up skillfully, and stayed the black blood with a song of healing, and straightway returned to the house of their dear father. Then Autolycus said to the son of Autolycus, Then Autolycus and the sons of Autolycus got him well healed of his hurt, and gave him splendid gifts, and quickly sent him with all love to Ithaca, gladly speeding a glad guest. There his father and lady mother were glad of his returning, and asked him of all his adventures, and of his wound, how he came by it, and duly he told them all, namely how the boar gashed him with his white tusk in the chase when he had gone to Parnassus with the son of Autolycus. Now the old woman took the scarred limb and passed her hands down it, and knew it by the touch, and let the foot drop suddenly, so that the knee fell into the bath, and the brazen vessel rang, being turned over on the other side, and behold, the water was spilled on the ground. Then joy and anguish came on her in one moment, and both her eyes filled up with tears, and the voice of her utterance was stayed, and touching the chin of Odysseus, she spake to him, saying,
Nice.
What do you got?
Carolina Reaper?
Yea, verily, thou art Odysseus, my dear child, and I knew thee not before till I had handled all the body of my lord. Therewithal she looked toward Penelope, as minded to make a sign that her husband was now home. But Penelope could not meet her eyes, nor take note of her, for Athena had bent her thoughts to other things. But Odysseus, feeling for the old woman's throat, gripped it with his right hand, and with the other drew her closer to him, and spake, saying,
Woman, why wouldst thou indeed destroy me? It was thou that didst nurse me there at thine own breast, and now, after travail and much pain, I am come in the 20th year to mine own country. But since thou art ware of me, and the god has put this in thy heart, be silent, lest another learn the matter in the halls. For on this wise I will declare it, and it shall surely be accomplished. If the gods subdue the lordly wooers unto me, I will not hold my hand from thee, my nurse though thou art, when I slay the other handmaids in my halls. Full Metal Alchemist.
Dang.
Right. Here we go.
All right.
Looks like Nanny's on the menu, boys.
Nanny's back on the menu. Full Metal Carolina Reaper. Then Euryclea answered, saying, My child, what word hath escaped the door of my lips? Of thy lips? Thou knowest how firm is my spirit and unyielding. Oh, keep me
Are
fast.
you okay?
Yes. I am. Yep, I'm good. It's just very spicy.
Euryclea is
fast,
not the
stubborn
only one
stoner.
being choked here.
She's not.
Clearly, dang.
I had two of them back to back. Oh, keep me fast as stubborn stone or iron, yet another thing will I tell thee, and do thou ponder it in thine heart. If the gods subdue the lordly wooers in thy hand, to thy hand, then will I tell thee all the tale of the women in the halls, which of them dishonor thee, and which be guiltless. And Odysseus of many counsels answered her, saying, Nurse, wherefore I pray thee, wilt thou speak of these? Thou needst not, for even I myself will mark them well and take knowledge of each. Nay, do thou keep thy saying to thyself, and leave the rest of the gods. Even so he spake. Oh, fuck. Spake.
Speak.
At least it's not spicy this time.
Okay.
Oh, man. Alright, blueberry or toothpaste? Oh, my eyes are watering now. Oh, my goodness.
I hope it's toothpaste for your sake. Might counteract.
Not blueberry?
Well, it might counteract the spice.
I think either of them would, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Toothpaste.
Minty fresh.
Minty. It's like cinnamon minty. Because it's like still spicy.
Uh-huh.
The old woman passed forth from the hall to bring water for his feet, for that first water was all spilled. So when she had washed him and anointed him well with olive oil, Odysseus again drew up his saddle near the fire, to warm himself. Oh my goodness! And cover up his scar with his rags. And the wise Penelope spake.
Oh,
Spake.
Fake.
This is burnt rubber, and black licorice.
Okay.
Black licorice, yep.
Woohoo!
Whew. Whew. Stranger, there is yet a little thing I will make bold to ask thee, for soon will it be the hour for the pleasant rest, for pleasant rest. For him on
For him on
whomsoever sweet sleep falls, although he be heavy with care. But to me he has the God-given sorrow. Yea, sorrow
Yeah.
measureless. All the day, yeah.
Yeah.
For all the day, my eyes are really watering now. For all the day I have my fill of wailing and lamenting as I look to mine own house wiferys, and to the task of the maidens in the house. But when night comes and sleep takes hold of all, I lie on my couch, and shrewd cares thick thronging about my inmost heart disquiet me in my sorrowing, even as when the daughter of Pandareus, the nightingale of the greenwood, sings sweet in the first season of the spring, or plays in the thick leafage of the trees. and with many a turn and trill she pours forth her full-voiced music, bewailing her child, dear Atylus, whom on a time she slew with a sword unwitting. Atylus, the son of Zethus, the prince, even as her song, my troubled soul sways to and fro, till I abide with my son and keep all secure. All the things of my getting, my thralls and my great high-roofed home, having respect unto the bed of my lord and the voice of the people. Or even now, follow with the best of the Achaeans that woos me into the halls and gives a bride price beyond reckoning. Now my son, so long as he was a child and light of heart, suffered me not to marry and leave the house of my husband, but now he is of great growth. Now he is great of growth, and has come to the full measure of manhood. Lo, now he prays me to go back home from these walls, being vexed for his possessions that the Achaeans devour before his eyes. But come now, hear a dream of mine, and tell me the interpretation thereof. 20 geese I have in the house, that eat wheat, coming forth from the water, and I am gladdened at the sight. Now a great eagle of crooked beak swoop from the mountain, and break all their necks, and slew them, and lay strewn in a heap in the halls, while he was borne aloft to the bright air. Thereon I wept and wailed, and in a dream I thought, in a dream though it was, and round me were gathered the fair tressed Achaean women, as I made piteous lament, for that the eagle had slain my geese. But he came back and sat down on a jutting point of the roof beam, and with the voice of a man, he spake, and stayed my weeping.
What do we got?
Amen. You know how sometimes when you have spicy food and it puts you like in a little bit of like a trance to some extent?
Yeah.
Like kind of like out of body.
It can be a religious experience.
I'm getting there a little bit right now with the amount of spice. All right, this is either Stinky Socks or Tutti Frutti.
Oh no.
Tutti Frutti.
Yay!
Nice. Well, given how many
Take
crap ones you've gotten.
Take heart, O daughter of renowned Icarius. This is no dream, but a true vision that shall be accomplished for thee. These geese are the wooers, and I that before was the eagle am now thy husband come again. I will let slip unsightly death upon all the wooers. With that word sweet slumber, let me go. And I looked about and beheld the geese in the court pecking their wheat at the trough, where they were wont before. Then Odysseus of many counsels answered her and said, Lady, none may turn aside the dream to interpret it otherwise, seeing that Odysseus himself hath showed thee how he will fulfill it. For the wooer's destruction is clearly boded for all and every one, and a man shall avoid death in the fates. Full Metal Alchemist.
Alright. How many beans are left?
From this pile right now, there's 3. We still have to roll for 30 more beans.
Oh my
and they
goodness.
might have to go to the next stream. It's okay.
I thought we went through a lot of them.
We have.
There's just
Okay.
that many beans to get through.
Wow.
It's a lot of beans. Mhm.
Wow. Okay. Full Metal Alchemist. Then wise Penelope answered him, saying, Stranger, verily dreams are hard, and hard to be discerned, nor are all things therein fulfilled for men. Twain are the gates of shadowy dreams, the one is fashioned of horn and one of ivory. Such dreams as pass through the portals of sawn ivory are deceitful, and bear tidings that are unfulfilled. But the dreams that come forth through the gates of the polished horn bring a true issue. Whosoever of mortals behold them. Yet methinks my strange dream came not of thence. Excuse me. Of a truth that would be most welcome to me and my son. But another thing will I tell thee. And do thou ponder it in thy heart. Lo, even now draws nigh the morn of evil name, that is to sever me from the house of Odysseus. For now I am about to ordain for a trial those axes that he would set up in a row in his halls, like the stays of oak in the shipbuilding, 12 in all, and he would stand far apart and shoot his arrow through them all. And now I will offer this contest to the wooers, whoso shall most easily string the bow in his hands and shoot through all 12 axes. With him I will go and forsake this house of my wedlock, so fair and filled with all livelihood, which methinks I shall yet remember, aye, in a dream. Odysseus of many counsels answered her and said, Rife revered of Odysseus, son of Laertes, no longer delay this contest in thy halls. For lo, Odysseus of many counsels will be here before these men, for all their handling of this polished bow shall have strung it, and shot the arrow through the iron. Then wise Penelope answered him, saying, Stranger, if only thou wert willing still to sit beside me in the halls to delight me, not upon my eyelids would sleep be shed. But men may in no wise abide sleepless ever, for the immortals have made time for all things for mortals on the grain-giving earth. Howbeit I will go aloft to my upper chamber, and lay me on my bed, the place of my groanings, that is ever watered by my tears, since the day Odysseus went to see that evil Ilios never to be named. There will I lay me down, but do thou lie in this house, either strew thee somewhat on the floor, and let them lay bedding for thee. Therewith she ascended to her shining upper chamber, not alone, for with her likewise went her handmaids. She went aloft to her upper chamber with women who... So she went aloft to her upper chamber with the women her handmaids, and there was bewailing Odysseus, her dear lord, till grey-eyed Athena cast sweet sleep upon her eyelids. Book 20. We made it.
We did.
That's a short descriptor for the book coming up. Straight and to the point. Alright, I think since my throat is... Sorry, go on. Then I will conclude.
Sometimes you just gotta slaughter the wooers, and that's really all there is to say.
Sometimes it's all there is to it.
Sometimes it's all.
Not unlike the slaughter of Baljeet's esophagus this night.
My esophagus is gonna be in a sarcophagus.
Grave humor, but okay.
Alrighty. My throat's pretty dry. I am gonna call it here. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for doing another Reading Renegades stream. It was good to see everybody.
Yeah. And we'll have to schedule this as well as more Anne of Avonlea. We'll have to find some time.
Oh, we'll get there. Knowing us, we'll get there.
We will.
But, yeah. Thank you everyone so much for joining in. It was really good to see you all. Hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. It's not every week that we get to do Reading Renegades, but the weeks that we do are better than the weeks when we don't.
On that note, let us make sure we do it this next week.
Yes.
I hope so.
If possible. I'd be down for another Saturday like this, to be honest. I think Fridays are...
Awesome.
Well, Fridays are good too. We will...
My wife is calling.
We will discuss.
We will.
Friday will work for me, again. I don't have any special show I'm going to or anything like that.
Awesome. Well,
alrighty.
We'll talk about it soon. You all have a wonderful time, and until next... I guess, did you get your raid resolved, or...?
I'm just gonna end the stream.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay then.
So, good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.